Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I'll be in for Tucker throughout the hour. Just hours ago, Attorney General Merrick Garland confirmed the FBI raid on Donald Trump's home came from him over at Mar-a-Lago. The highest levels of the Biden administration said, okay, it's Merrick Garland himself. He admitted he was the one who personally signed off on this.
There are, however, certain points I want you to know. First, I personally approved the decision to seek a search warrant in this matter. Second, the department does not take such a decision lightly. Where possible, it is standard practice to seek less intrusive means as an alternative to a search and to narrowly scope any search that is undertaken.
It took him long enough to say something without taking any questions, and he was about an hour late. Garland's admission was not a surprise. After all, this is the man who spearheading the most wide-ranging investigation in the department history with the January 6th probe. I don't know if you've noticed. This is the same Merrick Garland who used the Department of Justice and the FBI to target parents as domestic terrorists, which we know they are, for exercising their right to free speech at school board meetings, which we televised a lot of it and played back even more of it. And while Merrick Garland has done nothing to even attempt to reduce skyrocketing violent crime, which is all around us in major cities, he has used his office to declare white supremacy the greatest domestic threat. So Merrick Garland is not a man interested in protecting Americans or ensuring equal justice. What we saw today was a man on the defensive, at least I did, a man desperate to save face because, in the words of one senior Justice Department official, the raid was, quote, a spectacular backfire, no joke. Merrick Garland and the Biden administration, in their arrogance, thought they could raid Donald Trump's home and get away with it quietly simply because they didn't wear windbreakers that said FBI on them. They underestimated how you, the American people, would react to their Soviet-style raids. Americans have lost trust in the FBI, sadly. Under Merrick Garland especially, the DOJ is destroying its reputation. In fact, if you're one of millions of Americans who have thought either of those things over the past few days, you have Merrick Garland very upset, because he has a different view of himself. He weaponized federal law enforcement and is now mad that you noticed they did just that. In his statement today, Garland directly responded to anyone who dares question the integrity of an institution that falsified FISA warrants and brought us years of phony Russia collusion investigation, about 3.5 years. He called any criticism, quote, unfounded attacks. I'll close the quote. And he added that he would, quote, not stand by silently when their integrity is unfairly attacked. That includes the FBI. In other words, how dare you call out this unprecedented abuse of power? You can terrorize Supreme Court justices, which they do, and attack local cops, which happens every hour almost, because the Washington bureaucracy doesn't control them. But you better not besmirch Merrick Garland's FBI agents. They're agents of the Uniparty. A commentator on ABC News immediately rushed to Garland's defense, not a surprise, and said those who are attacking him are, quote, fascists, neo-Nazis, and, drum roll please, white supremacists who are targeting Garland because, you get it, he's Jewish. Watch.
As soon as President Trump put out confirmation on Monday that the raid had been done and was underway, we immediately started seeing factions on the far right, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, militia organizers, calling for violence, as they always have done, against Jews. The Attorney General is Jewish.
Merrick Garland also tried to tell us today that he has nothing to hide. That's why he announced the Department of Justice was moving to unseal the warrant used to raid Mar-a-Lago.
Just now, the Justice Department has filed a motion in the Southern District of Florida to unseal a search warrant and property receipt relating to a court-approved search that the FBI conducted earlier this week. That search was of premises located in Florida belonging to the former president.
All right. All of a sudden, Merrick Garland wants us to believe that he is concerned about the, quote, public interest. If that is indeed true, why did he wait until after the raid to give the American people the details? This country has already been through years of politicization, witch hunts, all designed to target Donald Trump. Challenge me on that. Find out anybody else that's been challenged like this. Merrick Garland didn't speak today to show transparency. It was about transparency. He would have laid out the department's case against Donald Trump publicly without being pushed. Merrick Garland spoke out today because you, the American people, caught him abusing his power. Now, before we get to Harmeet Dillon, who's the chairwoman of the Republican National Lawyers Association, quick word. I spoke to the higher reaches of the Trump team, and I want to share their thought pattern at this hour. They say they are not in a rush to backing the release of this affidavit. They believe that this administration is out over its skis, especially Attorney General Garland. They also say this administration only knows how to play politics. They screwed this up like they did Afghanistan, and they want to know where Barack Obama's 33 million pages are and when's his raid coming. They said they're more than happy to give over any or all of those documents. These theatrics were not necessary.
Subscribe to the Fox News YouTube channel to catch our nightly opens, stories that are changing the world and changing your life. From Tucker Carlson Tonight.